For anyone starting out and they've never made an action film before, but they're serious about making one and they want to make several, what are some essentials they need to know?
One of the essentials is going to definitely be safety. You have to understand how, if you're going to do things like, for example, with guns, explosions, anything that has to do with kind of things that can be somewhat dangerous, you have to understand how to approach your day with the safety elements in mind. You can't think, well, I'm going to shoot off 10 rounds. You have to, recycle the gun, recycle, the way that you have to set up your day to do things like pyrotechnics, fight scenes, blood, things like that. You have to really take a certain amount of time the way you organize your day. So you have to know when you're looking at a scene, how will I get this done in the time frame that I need to get it done in without having to do too much compromise. So and when I say safety, I mean, everything has to be recycled in action. You can't just do it and then do it again. You have to do it and then do all the safety stuff and then do it again. So you have to plug that into the way that you schedule your day. I think that's probably the biggest one. The second one is that you have to realize what your limitations are and learn to work the limitations and not try to do something that's bigger than you can do because it won't look right. You have to be able to say, I can do this, but I can't do that. And then, because if you try to do this bigger and it can look cheesy and it just takes you out of the movie. You'd rather do it smaller but have the same energy, give it the same energy. And if you can't get the car hitting the tree exactly, well, have them inside moving their head as they hitting steering wheel. That you can do. And then you can do sound design, things like that. So understand your limitations and don't look at your budget clearly and say, okay, I can do these things on this budget. And don't try to overstep that. And then also, a lot for what kind of safety precautions have to be done, because the stunt coordinator, safety coordinator are going to be there, and they have to do that because people can and will get hurt. So you have to really think about that a lot. And lastly, I'd say lean on your stunt coordinator and your action coordinator and fight coordinators and choreographers. I mean, let them do their stuff. I do. I step back. I'm drinking coffee during that time because I let them do the work. They know basically what we need to have done and let them do it so their voice is there doing that stuff. So it's not like my voice and their voice, and let them kind of lean on your stunt people and your fight people and let them kind of organize it and do their thing.
What about the use of real items, guns, knives, like detonators and things like that, versus prop ones? Is there something that in the film industry people are against, using something that looks fake, but it may put people at risk?
We use almost all practical weapons and explosions in pyro. I've had that tragedy in New Mexico. People looking at it a little bit different, but just after that, we went right back into it. Distributors used to say, I don't want it to be put in post. I'd like to have it be practical. And the more practical stuff, it's something you can sell, in the film market. Say, these are all done with practical weapons. It's not just the muzzle flashes put in. And also when you're cycling the weapon, it's very, very difficult to put anything slow motion on the weapon unless to see bullets eject and things of that sort. The way that fire works in pyrotechnics, explosions and things like that is very unique. The billowing of the fire, especially if it's done high speed or in slow motion, it's very difficult to fake it. And so some distributors really appreciate that we do practical stuff, but it takes longer to do. And, people are kind of looking at it a little different now because of a couple different accidents that have happened. But we're super duper safe about it, and we have a lot of experience of it. We're doing films in Tijuana, Mexico, so it's just a lot of cartel movies. So it's a lot of shootouts and shoot-ups and bam, 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 and breaking stuff and breaking glass and things of that sort. So I personally like to see the bullets cycle out of the chamber. It's very difficult to fake that. And it's also difficult to fake a real muzzle flash. So, we're super safe about it, but we prefer to use practical weapons as much as possible. And the distributors appreciate it.
And breaking glass, can you actually simulate that or just recreate the sound?
No, there's something called sugar glass that I can take it and hit over your head, and it's like somebody touching you like that, and the glass shatters in a very real way. But the problem is transporting it, because you can't touch it a certain way, it'll break. You have to transport it like it's a diamond or something, because it will break. I mean, I've had 5-6 glasses, and they all broke. And they also break when you hand it to the actor to do it, and they break it. You have to say, hold it like this. But it's called sugar glass. But yeah, it's relatively common.
Why do you direct when you can also become a writer-producer? Why stay a director?
Because directing is 100% my passion. And it's craft. It's about inspiring more than it is about. It's about bringing people together and making everybody go in one direction, or helping everybody go in one direction. I'm much better at it. Producing, I tend to look at stuff too artistically. It's hard for me to say no. Some people, producers gotta say, no. I just say, well, wait a minute, he does need that shot, but we can't afford it. And another producer, we can't afford it, just do it like this. I'm like, well, it's gonna be better if it's done like this. Directing to me is, it's about people. It's about, bringing people together, and, leadership, inspiring people, and, working with people to make something beautiful, and you're right there on set, and you're watching the magic happen shot by shot, and it's fun. It can be incredibly stressful, and it can be a lot of disappointment, but I feel like that's my area. I have in mind what I want to do. I know where it needs to go, and I have a very clear vision, and I'm relatively good at letting people know what the vision is, but letting them find their version of it. I'm not heavy-handed at all. I let them figure it out, and we figure it out together. That's how you get the true brilliance out of each scene, is to let everybody do the work. Don't over direct. Just let people work. Let them do their thing, and if it's a real big problem, you let them know. If not, let it play out.